Sorry, you guys. I have to go and see why Jaden was upset, but I'm gonna pick a win. Now that I ended that live, I could actually go pick a winner, okay? So all I'm doing is carving it out. The outside of it, so it could look nice and clean. And I'm debating if we should add the glitter to this or not. Which I can, but I hate when he's sad, and it breaks my heart to see him sad. So I have to go see why he was upset. He was freaking out because he thought he broke the tablet. Because the charger, whenever we would plug the charger in it, it basically wouldn't indicate that it was charging. So he was freaking out because he doesn't want us to get upset that it broke, but it wasn't broke. I tried all these chargers and it wouldn't charge. It wouldn't charge. So I finally turned it off and turned it back again. Thank you, Tina. I'm going to be picking a winner now. I'm just going to pick somebody random. And then I was like, fuck, I wasn't even going to come back. And then I was like, shit, man. I forgot. I have to go back. I can't not pick a winner. So I could send the money right away. I felt bad for him. Because I know as a kid, like, if I broke something and I know my mom was going to get pissed, I'd get very stressed about it. And I don't want him to feel like that. I don't want him to feel like that at all. Should I put glitter on it? Or leave it? Should I put the glitter or leave it? Hi, Patsy. How you guys? If you guys are just joining, I'm doing a giveaway. All you have to do is share the last live because I had to end the live. I had to get off really fast. But I'm going to be giving somebody a $25 cash app. You just have to share publicly. If we did hit the over 100 shares on the other one, then I'm going to pick a second winner. But if not, then one winner. My poor baby. Hi, Isabel. I'm eating one of those tamarindo candies. The ones that come like in the little peanut. And I'm such a big thing. Like it's literally my whole cheek. Allah. How many of you guys like tamarindo? If you don't know what tamarindo is, I don't know if you guys have ever had a pelon. It's those Mexican candies that you like squeeze down like that. It's like the candy that comes out of the top is, it's supposed to be hair, and it comes out and it's like chili. That's basically what tamarindo is. There's a bunch of different ones, but that's one of them. I love tamarindo. Love. I'm getting a nude color to go around it on the top and the bottom, just to set it. And then I'll clean the bottom too. Should I add glitter to this or leave it? Jaden said leave it. Leave it? You don't want me to put glitter? Okay. Jaden still. You like it? So let me show you. Hold on. So this is what I'm eating. It's basically like a peanut, but it's tamarindo. They're bigger, obviously, but they're super freaking good. My mom gave me a bag full of them because she bought them for the Christmas party that she had. And they're so good. I love them. Since I was a little kid, every time that my mom or my tias or my grandma would give us money, we would always go to the last, like, you know, the little tienditas. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Mexico, but in Mexico, there's multiple little mini stores. In every neighborhood, there's always a little mini store that you go to. It's basically like the neighborhood mini store, right? And when you go in there, they sell like just your main basics. Like drinks, tortillas, eggs, like your basics. Milk, juices, and lots of sweets. But I remember we would always go because my grandma would always give us money, or my tia or my tios, and me and my primos would go, and I would always get tamarindo. If I didn't get tamarindo, I would always get the a bag of chips, Lay's, with a shit ton of salsa Valentina inside of it. And then, of course, my little bag of Coca-Cola. Glitter, no glitter. So let me show you how it would look without glitter. Put on some lashes. No glitter. Glitter, no glitter. I'm sorry, guys. That's why I don't like to eat anything in front of anybody, like on live or even in person, because I think it's so rude. Especially if you're pregnant and I'm over here giving you cravings. I'm sorry. You want to see the little bag of candy? Or what it is? Yeah. She's gonna fall on her head if she tries to grab that dress, huh? The elves are still there. So these are the ones that I'm eating. They're these. And it's basically shaped like, if you guys don't know what a real tamarindo looks like, it looks like the shape of this. And then obviously you boil it, and then I don't know how to make tamarindo, but I know that much. But these are actual these little cups, my mom gave these to me because it has tamarindo too, but this is real tamarindo. The inside of that is real tamarindo. Well, it's pulpita or whatever. It has the bones and everything, like the little semillas to it. This is 10 times better than this. And these two, well, this one kind of is kind of comparable to the el pelón that you squeeze up. But if you've never had one of these, you guys, and they come inside of these cute little cups, you guys remember me telling you guys that my grandma, when I was little, she gave me a Mexican tea set where they're like this, like the Mexican pottery. And I still have it, you guys, till this day. I have two different tea sets that my grandma gave me when I was little. Like one of them she gave with me when I think my mom said I was only a few months old. And then the second set, she gave it to me when I was a little bit older. And then these ones, I thought, reminded me so much of the ones that my grandma gave me because they're like this, little ones like this. But these ones, it was like a party pack for parties, like for piñatas or whatever. And it comes with tamarindo inside of them. And she gave it to me because she didn't end up using them. And oh my God, bro, this is so freaking good. Irene, have you had these? I love tamarindo, like love, absolutely love. But yeah. So should we put on glitter or no glitter? Let me know, ¿Qué dice la gente? So see how we have that fallout right there? You see that? So since I have that powder, it will literally wipe off. And I actually should have put more because I feel like it might have went through a little bit. But whenever you're doing eyeshadow, and a lot of girls, that's why, like me, normally me, I never do my foundation and none of this till I do my eyes first. This time I'm going a little bit backwards because I like to put foundation on my brows before I carve them out and clean them up and stuff. So I do everything backwards now. But whenever you're doing eyeshadow and the eyeshadow might fall out, like the fallout falls on your cheek, it will stain and it ruins your makeup. So that's why you put a grip of setting powder. That way, whenever it's time to wipe it off, it comes off with this. But I didn't put enough on that one. It didn't do bad, but you need a lot. Like that. So that way you know for a fact that it's not going to ruin your makeup. And then whenever you take it off, whenever it's time to wipe it off, it doesn't stick. I'm going to be picking the winner, you guys. I'm going to pick a winner. Let me know if I should do the glitter or not, because I know some of you guys are getting ready for bed as well. If the winner that I pick isn't here for whatever reason, they don't comment or anything, I'll make a post with the name of the winner and I'll put it in the comments too. Yes, the best, especially when I get them. And I agree with you. Do you also agree that drinking Coca-Cola in Mexico hits different than Coca-Cola here? I mean, I don't care if you claim that the bottles that you get, the glass bottles when you go to restaurants and stuff, and they're like, oh, son botellas de Mexico, they don't taste the same. They don't taste the same. Even if you say they're from Mexico, they still don't taste the same. Oh, Sarah, you're so sweet. Thank you, girl. That's one thing I can say, that I do feel very confident to walk around without makeup. Because, I mean, I might not be the prettiest, but I sure as fuck don't have really fucked up skin where I would feel very weird and awkward to not wear makeup. So I'm very grateful for that. I might not be the prettiest, but at least I'm okay with walking around with no makeup if I have to run out of my house and just brush my hair. Even like this, girl. You guys know I love messy hair. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Okay. So this is the blue glitter. Should we add it to the eyes or don't add it and just save it for the lips? Because I'm not going to lie, I kind of like it just like that. And it would look like this with just the lashes on. don't forget, you guys, if you guys want to enter the giveaway before I pick a winner, I am going to be gifting somebody $25. You just have to make sure to share the live publicly. These ones aren't as dramatic. These are more natural looking lashes. But I'm just showing you an example. Hold on. An example of what it would look if we put on the lashes without. It's a big one. Without glitter on the eyes. They don't taste the same. They don't, right? Yes, yes, yes. Mexico sodas are bomb. They don't taste the same as the ones from here at all. And at that, you can't even say that it's all in our heads, because much over there in Mexico, whenever, I don't know if they still do it now, but growing up, if you went to the tiendita or whatever and you would buy a Coke, you would have to give them a glass empty Coke to get a brand new Coke full. Obviously not opened, but you had to do a trade-in. You have to trade in an old empty Coca-Cola bottle to get a new one. But what I was saying is, I don't think that's what it is, because if you didn't have a Coke bottle to give them, they would put your Coke in a plastic bag with a straw. You guys seen that video a few years ago where they were trying to counsel Yaritza, the girl that sings Spanish music, because they went to Mexico and they were talking all kinds of shit about the drinks, the Cokes, how they put them in a bag with the straw, and she was like, they were all freaking out and they were kind of throwing shade, and then everybody wanted to cancel them. They even made like short clip videos of the brothers saying, I only eat chicken strips, or I don't know, something like that. They were trying to cancel him. Do you guys remember that? But anyways, yes, I remember always getting Coke bottles. Not Coke bottles, but Cokes así, en una bolsita. Okay, let's see if I could see. Hi, Miss Mia. Yes, that's what I was telling you guys. Like, I literally just opened this Coke and it already tastes flat. Oh my God, look at this picture, you guys. Oh, you can't even see it. But it's basically a picture of Serenity and Nathaniel holding Junior. They were little. Oh, my babies. They're not babies no more. Nathaniel's 18 already. Okay, let's see. Let's pick a winner. A ver si me enseña all the people that shared, because Facebook be weird now. I gotta switch to my business account because it won't let me see from my personal account. Okay, you guys, so out of those 38 shares, does it really not show me no more? Why doesn't it show the shares? Like, who shared? It doesn't show me who shared, you guys. What the hell? Good night, I love you. See you in the morning. It doesn't show me, you guys. Oh my God. It just, when I click on the share button to see like the shares, Maybe it's this stupid phone. Everything on this specific phone, since it's not my iPhone, doesn't look the same as over here. So I'm just gonna have to go in the comments, I guess, and pick somebody that said they shared. And then just see if I could verify it after. See, even the... I think it's just this phone. Serenity, can I see your phone really fast? I need... yes, please. Or never... Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let me see what I can do it. It won't show you till the end of the live. But I that's already an old live. This is the second part. So that's why I mean, I know that much that it does, you have to end the live, but this isn't that live. I'm trying to see the shares on the last live. Denise, thank you. I know you do, girl. Thank you for always sharing. Thank you to all of you guys that always share whether I do a giveaway or not. Thank you guys. It's because this phone, you guys, it's not an iPhone, so it works a little bit different than my iPhone. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, so see how right here on the bottom, even if I click on the button for the comments, it should show me the comments without getting in the live, right? And it doesn't. It makes me get on the live instead of me being able to just see the comments without having to play the live and watch the comments pop up as they come in. It should show me all the comments, but it doesn't. Okay. Wait, can you go to Facebook and go to my last live? Should I put glitter on my look or don't put glitter? I'm gonna do this. That. In blue. But should I put glitter on this or just leave it without glitter and put on lashes?
I think you put glitter.
I kind of like it without the glitter, because then you could actually see the blue.
Yeah, then do it without
the color of the blue. I have to pick a winner, so I need to see if it shows on your phone. See what I mean on Titi's, because she has an iPhone. It actually shows all the shares. Because look at over here, Titi. It won't let me on this phone. I don't like this phone at all. I kind of want to change, like, trade it in for the other iPhone.
17.
Okay, look. So I go to my last live, right? Mm-hmm. Which is that one. And then when I go to see the shares, it only, like, if I want to share. Oh. And then when I go to the comments, instead of just showing the comments like this, like on yours, comment. See how it shows all the comments? They're all going to pop up, see? Yeah. It makes me join the live to see them as they come in.
That's weird.
It doesn't let me do it any other way. Okay, I'm going to pick a winner, you guys. So everybody that shared my last live, I'm going to be picking one winner. The winner gets $25 to their Cash App.
Do you have a pair of these that I could use?
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pick, you guys, pick somebody out of the shares. So these are all... Let me lower her volume because
hear you munching and crunching.
Her friend is eating.
You can't hear her?
Okay, so I'm just going to go like this, and whatever it lands on, I'm going to let them all load first. And then whatever it lands on, that's who the winner will be. But let them all load, okay? But so if you didn't share publicly, it's not going to show you on here. Just so you know, this is why I kept telling everybody to enter the giveaway. You have to, even if you don't want to, you have to share publicly. I could care less if you share me publicly or not, as a share is a share. But the thing is, if you share privately, it won't show you on the share list. it'll just, like, the number will go up from 44 to 45 because you shared, but it won't actually show you on the share till you do it publicly. That's why I said you have to share publicly to be able to enter the giveaway, because I'm going to pick the winner out of the shares. And when you share multiple times, it will show for every time you share. If you share once to your page, it'll show that. If you shared once to a group, it'll show that. To another group, it'll show that many times. But if you only shared one time, then it will. See, like, for example, like, see how Melissa shared twice? So it has 2 shares. Allison shared twice, 2 shares. Michelle shared twice, 2 shares. And then look at Denise. Denise shared 3 times to 3 different groups. And then it'll show me the name of the groups that she shared me on. So every share that you do, it will literally do it like that. Okay, guys, are you guys ready? I'm going to pick whoever it lands on. That is, okay? I'm nervous.
You get nervous?
All you have to do is send me your Cash App, okay, you guys? I can't do it that long. Okay. I'm going to do it from the top.
Down and then put your finger.
So I'm going to go like this and then you stop it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Tina Jones. Tina Jones. She got the second one. Where is it? Right here. Tina Jones. Take a screenshot of that and send it to me. Thank you. That's all I needed. Okay. Tina Jones is the winner. So all you have to do is send me your Cash App so I could send you your $25, girl. I was trying to get us to 100 shares, you guys, so I could pick 2 winners. But we didn't get to. We got halfways. Yeah, no, but that's why I kept repeating myself that you guys, for you to share publicly, because if you don't share publicly, it won't show your shares. Because since you're sharing privately, then Facebook, that means you don't want nobody to see your activity, right? So when you're sharing somebody's live, it won't show up on my shares. It'll just says, yay, girl, congratulations. All you have to do is send me a message with your Cash App and I will send it to you as soon as I get off. I'm not gonna stay on here for the whole time because I did say I was gonna get off at 11 and look. Unfortunately, I did have to leave for a little bit because my baby boy was a little sad and I hate to see him like that. So I did leave for a little bit, but I'm going to do more giveaways like that again, you guys. Or I'm going to do like actual giveaways with stuff and all that. Only when I do like makeup lives, because I feel like if I'm just doing a regular live, it's kind of like pointless. And all I'm using is a dark blue eyeshadow, and I'm using my detail brushes. The detail brushes are from Homegirl Movement. That's all I'm doing. Congratulations. Yes, thank you, you guys, for being super sweet to her. I'll do another one. I was trying to get us to 100 shares. That's why I said share once to your page and then share as many times you can to different groups. Like if you're part of 3 groups, yeah, that would be 4 shares. Your group, your personal once, and then those 3. But if you don't want to share to the groups, then I mean 1 share is more than enough. All you need is 1 to get in. But you have to do it publicly. Okay, hold on. Let me take a screenshot. So what I'll do is when I get off, I'll send the money. I'll take a screenshot of it and then I'll post it because I don't want anybody to think that I'm a liar. But anybody that's ever joined my giveaways on here, you guys know damn well that I don't lie. If I said I'm going to do a giveaway, I'm going to do it. And that's why earlier when I left, as soon as I said I'll be right back because my son, you know, he needed me. And my children always come before Facebook no matter what. Basically anything comes before Facebook. If I got to go right there and then, I'm going to go. But then as soon as I left, I kind of felt like, fuck, people are probably like, she's a fucking liar. She just had a share and then she left. I was going to come back no matter what to pick a winner. I promise. I'm not one of them. Dude, let me tell you guys something that hubby did last night. And I don't even think he saw me, that I saw him. So last night that we were at the toy drive ride, I don't know, the toy drive. Whenever, after we gave the toys and we went to park out there where we were at, right before we were gonna leave, I was sitting in the car and because I was having Titi take a picture of me in the car, whatever. And then I looked to see there was like this homeless guy that was walking around where we were at, and he was looking at all the cars, and he had like a little basket or something of stuff that he was dragging with him. But bro, he didn't even have a jacket on. He was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and it was cold last night. So I seen hubby. I didn't even see when hubby went over there to talk to him because the car was right here and they were like over here. But I was just looking around or whatever, and then I seen hubby talking to the guy. So I didn't really think nothing of it. I just figured that he was going to ask him if he needed money or something, you know. Because Michael has a big heart, you guys. That man got a big heart. Keep in mind there was a group of people in that whole area. It was packed of people. So this guy was walking around looking at all the cars and stuff. And then next thing I know, hubby's over there. Took off his jacket to give to the guy. Oh, I felt so bad for the man because it's cold, man. And he was literally out there without a jacket. And, you know, my man just went over there and I was literally like, whoa, that melted my heart, literally, that he did that. Because I'm like, that is like the sweetest thing you could do. Because imagine, you guys, like, yeah, everybody's out there having fun, cruising their cars and bringing all these toys to do donations towards kids that are in need, right? And yes, this guy is homeless regardless of whatever his situation is and why he's homeless. It's none of our business. But everybody goes through struggles. Everybody goes through hard times. But all I could think of was like, man, there was so much fucking people out there and not one single person bothered to offer this guy a sweater, a jacket, anything. And the fact that hubby did that, I was like, what? I thought that was really sweet of him. And then, I mean, because hubby went to the truck afterwards and he grabbed his hoodie, but he gave him a good jacket, you guys. I actually gifted that to him. I actually gifted him that jacket. I'm telling you, it was a good jacket. But he gave it to him. And the guy didn't even want to take it at first. And I was like, that was really sweet of him because it just makes me think like, damn, dude, there's so much fucking people that live out in the streets and it's colder than shit. You're inside of your house sitting next to your fireplace or you're under the covers in a nice warm bed. And yes, everybody might think like, oh, well, they're homeless because they want to be or they chose that lifestyle. Yeah, but they're still cold, you know? So the way I guess I felt was like, everybody's here bringing toys that they went and purchased to donate for all these children. And there's this one guy walking around without a jacket in the cold in a short sleeve. I'm not lying, you guys. Like, I'm being dead ass. I literally recorded him at the end when he had already gave the guy the jacket. But it just made me feel really bad for like all the people that are out there, because there's a lot of people in Albuquerque. The place that we take my car to get fixed, where we took my car to get fixed, it's literally in the war zone of Albuquerque. And when I tell you guys, like, every time I go over there, I don't like to go by myself. Hubby don't even like me to go over there by myself. But I get so nervous because it is so bad. There is so much. The streets are covered in needles, bro. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And then I'm not gonna post it, you guys. I'm not gonna post the video or anything. But if I did, Hubby would probably get pissed. But I was already we were taking pictures, and I was, you know how I was recording everything. And then when I seen him doing that, I was like, oh my God, he's so sweet. Honestly, like I said, I don't think he even saw that I saw him. He's probably like, she's gonna get mad at me because I gave him the jacket she bought me. But I'm not mad. I completely get it. And I just love that he has a big heart like that. And the only reason why I think that he would get mad at if I share that or post it to like be like, you know, he's so amazing that he took off literally his jacket off his back to give to this man, is because I agree with him too. Sometimes people go and do like donations, or they go and hand out food to people that are homeless, or they give them stuff, and they have to record. Like, not everything always has to be, if you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, it doesn't have to be recorded, basically. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly how my man would feel. Like, he's been like, don't post that. Oh my God, I almost got the... Okay, so I'm gonna carve this out. So see all that fallout? So whenever I brush it off with the whenever I brush it off with this, it won't stain my makeup. Shared Cash App. Joanne, we just picked the winner, you guys. Or is this old? It might be old, actually. Sorry. So the winner was Tina. Yeah, never mind. This is my last live that I was dumb. Sorry. I'm still on my last live. Yes, Angela, they don't call it the war zone for nothing. It is bad, like bad. Like those few times that I had to go over there to pick up my car, and I had the boys with me, like Junior and Jaden, and I told Jaden, I said, look, I said, these people live out here. This is their home, like out here, because they all live in that specific area. Like, literally, you guys, in that area where I go and pick up my car, they all live right there. They all stay right there. And I was showing Jaden, and I was telling Jaden, like, this is where you want to stay in school, and you want to do good, and you don't want to do bad things. You don't want to drink and smoke and do drugs, because sometimes this is what happens. You know, you lose everything, and then you live in the streets. Whether it's warm or cold, you live in the streets. And then I literally didn't even snap, because he's like, Mom, what are drugs? And I was like, oh shit. I said, it's just something really bad, you know, that you shouldn't be doing as a adult or a kid or ever. But he's like, those are their homes. And I'm like, yeah, because you know how they put the tarps and stuff like that? Like, it is bad right there, you guys. I'm not even lying. It's bad. Every time that we go over there, it's packed. One time I went in the morning to pick up my car, because I go to there's like a transmission shop right there that my cousin recommended for me to go to get my car fixed. And when I went in the morning to pick up my car, they were all there. I mean, I'm talking about they are so comfortable in that street that when you're passing to leave, when you're leaving out that street, literally everywhere you look, whatever direction, there's people, and you're literally could see them shooting up, smoking, whatever they're doing. I mean, dead ass, like arm out, everything. They don't care. They don't care. That's how comfortable they are in that little area, and I'm not lying. Like, I promise you, I'm not lying. So I told Jaren, this is why you need to stay in school and pay attention and like school, and because you don't want this to happen. And then he's like, those are their houses. And I'm like, yes, they really live right there. And it's so sad to see so much young kids, bro. That shit's sad. Really sad. It's crazy to say how horrible the drugs are right now as we live, like in these years, how bad it is. Because me growing up, I mean, the worst thing that anybody could do, me growing up like maybe 15, 14 years old, smoking weed was huge. Like, your parents would get pissed if you were smoking. My mom hated that. I wasn't allowed to smoke. I wasn't allowed to do nothing. If you did yayo, that was bad. And then once I turned 18, it converted into meth. And then after that, it was after meth, pills. That's when everybody got really bad on pills. But like meth and acid and all that. And then the pills. And then I feel like once everybody started doing pills, then it became like H, you know, heroin. And after that came out, then it went really downhill after that. Why don't the cops try and clean it up? Oh, girl, let me tell you what the cops do. So that morning that I went to go pick up my car, they were all there because they stay overnight, right? The cops only go so often. So when I got there in the morning, I'm talking about I was there at 8 o'clock in the morning picking up my car, so they were all still there. So I went and I got the keys to my car. I paid whatever, got my keys to the car, and I walked to the main street because my car was outside of the shop. And I'm literally, you guys, like, the shop is at the beginning of the street, and at the end of the street is where everybody's at. And when I'm literally telling my son, like, you know, he could leave, you hear this big old, like, you know when the cops do that loud horn, but it's not the car horn, it's like the intercom horn. So it's an undercover, and he does that louder than shit. And then they all get up and they start moving, and then not even a few seconds later, all the cops pop up. And they all leave, but then they all come back. But that's how comfortable they are, you guys, that when you're passing by, they're literally smoking and shooting up. I'm not even lying. Like, I had never been there, you guys. And it's literally at the end of the street, the opposite side of the street. So hubby, the first time that I had to go and take my car there, that's like the main thing that he told me. He was like, whenever you're going over there to take the car, whatever you do, do not get off on this exit. Get off on the next exit so you could come in this way, and then the shop's right there. Because if you get off on the first exit, it's gonna make you come in through the beginning of the street, and that's where it's bad, right there. Bro, like, whenever I leave, like, I'll just leave through it just to show my kids, you know, what's going on. And I'm surprised people don't get freaking blowouts, like that their tires don't get flat because of how many needles there's thrown on the floor. It's crazy. And I don't judge you guys. So if anybody were ever to sit here and say that I'm judging, girl, I was an addict for years. So don't even try that. Because that's one thing about me. You could never say that I'm judging anybody because, girl, I did pills, I did weed, I did yayo, I did heroin. The only thing I never did is like meth or acid or anything like that. I did shrooms. Hated it. Honestly, worst trip ever. I did it probably 3 times. I did it 3 times, and the first 2 times I had the worst trip ever. Like, I literally thought that my friend's husband was beating her up because we all started tripping really, really bad. So we all decided to go in our own rooms, like me and my boyfriend at the time, and her husband went in their room. And we were all tripping, dude. And honestly, when I was in the room, I thought I could hear my friend crying and crying and crying. And I was like, oh my God, he's beating her up. And no, I was just tripping because in all reality, she was in there laughing away because her man was tripping so hard that he literally went and threw all his drugs away because he thought he was being raided, bro. This is when I was like 16, 17 years old. Because I moved out of my house when I was 16, you guys. But that was so funny because I thought that he was beating her and he was over there throwing all his shit away in the dumpsters outside because he thought he was getting raided. Bro, that shit's hilarious. I honest to God, thought she was crying, and I was having such a horrible trip that I remember that I was literally telling my boyfriend at the time, which is actually used to be my oldest son's sperm donor guy. I remember telling him, like, please take me to the hospital. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I was like, fuck that. And then the second time, dude, that I tripped, this guy was tripping really, really bad. And he thought he had blood on his face, dude. He thought he had just unalived somebody. And we were all sitting in the living room. And then keep in mind that we were all sitting in the living room. And there was a little coffee table. And basically, the coffee table that was right in front of us, this guy used to collect, like, you know, like those crazy ass knives, like the swords, and then the knives that go between your knuckles, like you hold it like a brass knuckle kind of, but it's like those unique knives that men or women collect. They're like collectors items. Well, he had a grip of them, right? And he would display them on his coffee table. Well, this man was legit tripping hard on shrooms, that he kept going like this to his face. Well, first it started off like, this is how bad it was that I still remember to this day. But first he was like, I need milk. Does anybody have milk? I need milk. And we're like, no, we don't have no fucking milk. The fuck you talking about? He's like, I need milk. And then he was like, shh, you hear that? You hear that? He kept claiming he could hear gunshots outside. And then the next thing, he started going like this, like wiping his face like this and going like that. And he thought he had blood on his face, you guys. He honestly thought he had just unalived somebody. And then all these knives were literally on the coffee table right in front of us. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's literally going to grab one and do, like, I was so fucking, I'm like, why? This is my second time trying this. And this is what's going on right now. And then I was freaking out because I honestly thought that he was going to do something to us because he was tripping out. And then he was like, the next thing after that, he started accusing the sperm donor that he had stole something. And he's like, I didn't get nothing. Like, he's like, they literally kept telling, like, dog, you're fucking tripping. You're tripping. And then he went outside and all the dogs were barking outside. And then I remember that the sperm donor and his cousin, they went outside to go and see what he was doing, dude. And I guess he pulled out his GUN and he, like, it was scary. Then finally, the mom, sperm donor's Tia and cousin's mom, lived right next door, right? And she came out and she seen what was going on. So she literally gave him milk. And then he came off the trip. And I was like, oh my God, bro, I'm never doing this shit again. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, definitely only 2 times I did it. Never, ever again did I ever try again. Never. Fuck no. Like, I have some crazy stories, you guys, with all my little missions, but now I live the normal mommy life. the normal boring life, and I'm okay with that. Honestly, I really am. I do DIYs instead of doing drugs. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm proud of myself because, girl, I used to take 17 to 20 pills a day just to function like a normal person. Towards the end, I wasn't even like actually getting high anymore. Like, I just needed it to function and get out of bed and not feel sick. It's actually pretty sad. And luckily, I decided to change my ways and stop before I started going down a dark freaking road. I remember those days. You know what? One thing that I did never really get. I remember for a minute there, everybody was going through like their rave stage, where everybody would go to raves and stuff. And Serenity's sperm donor guy, when I was with him, his cousin was like a big old freaking raver, bro, like big old raver. And I remember he was always freaking rolling like all the time. And then one time I split up with Serenity's sperm donor guy. We split up or whatever. And I ended up going with the cousin and the sister, because the sister was my friend, right? So even though I had split up with him, I was still really good friends with his cousins. So I remember we ended up going to a rave, and I had not really ever been, I've never been like one of them girls like that, like going to raves and dress ups and all that. Never. That was the first time I had went, and I was like, the fuck, everybody? Why is everybody walking around with this part of their nose all shiny, or with Vic sticks like this? And I'm just like, what is going on here? And then, of course, you know, for the first time I rolled. And yeah, my dumbass thought that that I needed to pop them like Skittles, because remember, I take 17 to 20 pills of, you know, like Lortabs, or, you know, the blues, anything like that, like the M boxes, anything like that. I would literally take a grip of them. So I thought to roll that I need to take a grip too. Not little did I know I didn't. And I was like sicker than shit, man, throwing up like the Exorcist. It was so bad. Next thing you know, I was walking around with my nose like that, too full of Vicks. I didn't understand it, but put Vicks on me. I don't give a shit. And then I literally all the way back home, because we ended up going to in Santa Fe, there's never nothing fun to do. So like all the raves were always out here in Albuquerque. So on our way back home, I just remember I just kept going like this to my arm, because my arm felt so amazing. Yeah. So at first I thought it was really weird that everybody was walking around with the shiny ass nose and Vicks sticks like this. And then when I left, I was one of them fighting over a Vicks stick. Yeah. Girl, if you hung out with me back then, I promise you, you had a good time, sis. You had a good time. I would always make sure everybody had fun. Bro, like sometimes I sit here and I think of like the crazy shit. You know that one thing that I've never really sat here and talked about? I did a YouTube video about it, and I never ever talked about it ever again, like never brought it up or anything. But my whole experience the night that hubby got raided, and because I was there. And that's one thing that I've never really sat here and shared, like the whole experience. And bro, that shit was scary. But when I think about like all the crazy shit that I used to do when I was young, and I'm like, man, I have one daughter, bro. I really pray to God that she don't end up like that. Like, that's why I'm a little more strict with my daughter than the boys. Besides the fact that I'm very blessed that my my 18-year-old don't party or drink or do drugs or anything like that. I'm very thankful and grateful, knock on wood, that it don't change. But I'm very proud of him that for 18 years I've never had to deal with him, you know, sneaking off, running away, or coming home drunk, or having to pick him up, anything like that. Never dealt with that, so I'm very grateful. But with my daughter, I am a little bit more strict on her. Well, my son has never gave me a reason to like have to be strict on him, you know. But my daughter, she like, I don't want her to go through what I went through. I sure as hell don't want my daughter to date a man that puts hands on her, because I did that for too long. And if I could go back in time, man, I would have walked away the first time I got smacked and didn't sit there and be like, oh, he promised he's not gonna do it again, and I stay like an idiot. If I ever find out that my daughter got hit by her partner, I don't care. You guys could say whatever you want, but I will literally go and get her. And that same day, we are going out of state. And you're not going to come back until I know for a fact that you're not going to go back to him. Straight up, because I don't want my daughter to even go through that. And if I ever find out that any of my boys are putting hands on females, I promise you that they're going to get it. They're going to learn a lesson. I promise you that. Especially like my older son, because out of all my kids, Serenity and Nate, they're the main ones that seen me go through all this bullshit. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave this like that. From this, I am just put on my lashes. See how easy it wipes off, you guys? And if I didn't have that, I would have a big old blue stain like this, because of that fallout. Because look, I even got a little bit of fallout right there, and see how it stained it? That's why I'm telling you guys, if you do your foundation before you do your eyeshadow, and you don't want to have to go and clean it up and start all over, put a bunch of setting powder down there so you don't have to do that. Okay, so I think this looks fine how it is. And then I could just put on the lashes. And since addiction comes for all my kids, for all 5 of my kids, addiction comes for both sides. That's why I'm very strict with them. That's why you would never catch me allowing my kids to, even if it's vaping, I don't give a fuck. Hell no. Because that's how it all starts. That's why I'm very strict with my kids when it comes to doing drugs or drinking or any of that. Because when it comes to my kids, addiction comes from both sides, from mom and dad, for all my kids, every single one of them. Hubby used to be an addict too. That man used to take over 30 pills a day, bro. I don't even know how he's alive, honestly. I'm not even lying. And he did strong pills, like nothing but the M boxes. If you know, you know. Those ones are strong. Good night, Allison. Shit, just having your house searched by probation is scary. I've been through that. Yes, whenever we got raided, dude, they literally broke the door open with that, like the thing that they just, you know, punch it out. And then instead of just coming in, they threw the smoke bombs. But they didn't just throw the smoke bombs. They also threw the bombs that flash. Fucking like the flashing ones. They threw those and smoke bombs in. And this, literally, Michael's little freaking apartment was so little. It was a little studio, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It was probably as big as my living room downstairs. And they did all that. They did all that, besides the fact that my 7-month-old daughter was in the house, and they did all that shit. And at the time, I wish I would have been like, I could have fought them for that, because they're not supposed to do that when children are there, like throwing the smoke bombs and all that. But at the time when everything happened, I definitely didn't even want to fight him or anything, because, dude, Michael had a lot of stuff in the house. He had a lot of stuff. He had GUNs and money. So that's why it became a federal case, and he had to do 5 years. He actually got 10, but they gave him 5 years in prison and 5 years parole. Where is my... Oh, Titi wanted one of these and I forgot. So it makes it more intense, Denise, the Vicks. And then, you know, the next thing you're over there, all your face is all fucking shiny from the Vicks, and they're with the glow sticks. Bro, what the fuck? At that point, if you didn't like the music, you like it now. Now you like it for sure. I'm trying to look for the picture of my look. Okay, so let me start with this. This is all easy right here. If you didn't like the music, once you start rolling, you're looking at everybody all weird because they're all jumping around and the fucking next thing you think you can do it and you're over there. Just saying. I'm just playing. I better stop because some of hubby's homies, they still go to raves. I better stop. Mm-hmm. I never really was into the music, but then after my whole experience and the fact that my friends, they were really into it, like they loved rave music and going to raves and stuff. So I actually started, I even have a mix CD till this day with rave music that I liked. I'm not even lying, girl. I always had fun, you guys. Like, I'm telling you guys that I always was the girl that the guys would call. Like, my homies would always call me to bring all the hoes. Literally, I'm not even lying. And that's exactly what I did. I brought the hoes. Some of them were my friends, but they were hoes and they know it. Oh, do they know it? Okay, so we're doing the Pennywise Christmas look. This is, if I wouldn't, next time, so my problem is that when I come on live to do makeup looks like this, I be talking and then I get distracted and I stop and I sit here and read comments and try to find something, and then I start talking about something and then I want to show you guys, and there I am for a whole hour searching for that picture instead of doing my makeup. For example, I said that I was not going to stay on live past 11. It's fucking 11:30, girl. And keep in mind that my makeup, like my regular makeup, was done a long time ago. We spent more time deciding if we should put glitter on this or not. And chit-chatting about Krishan getting slapped. Everybody hating on Selena's dad. Me and my parting days. I mean, we talked about tamarindo and we talked about Coca-Cola bottles taste better in Mexico than here. I mean, you never know. You never know what you're gonna talk about on here. I left for a while, scared everybody that I wasn't coming back. But it's never a dull moment in here. We have fun. Sorry, and then it sucks because the comments freeze over here, so then I have to go and jump on here to see if they're working. I love your stories as much as I do your makeup looks. Thank you, Tina. My stories are real stories too, you guys. I promise you I don't sit here and story tell and make up stories to make myself sound like better or cool or anything. Like, no, this is real shit, bro. Like, I'm not lying. I seen people even lie, but like, I've seen people literally sit here and lie about selling adult candies and living that lifestyle, and in all reality, that's not even what it was. Their lifestyle was the opposite of just being the addict and not even, you know what I mean? Like, see people, social media is very tricky to know if people are saying the truth or not. But this is the way I see it. I'd rather be honest about everything than to not be honest, because I know damn well that I'm not going to give anybody the opportunity to come later on and expose me for lying, because they know me on a real note. Like, they know me for real, and they know me for like in real life, or they've heard of me or whatever, and then they come and expose me for lying. You know, I'd rather just be honest with you guys, like I've always been since day one. I never had to share about Michael going to prison. I never had to share about my addiction. And that's something I shared with you guys the first year of going live, the first few months of going live. That's the first thing I did, was share my addiction. I didn't do it because someone else did it. I did it because even hubby didn't want me to share that. But I'm like, nah, dude, because the minute that my page starts doing good, or we start being more noticed, people become very ugly and petty, and I guarantee you that they would be like, oh, she's a big old addict, and that's exactly what they did. But I've always been honest. I had people all the time. Do you guys remember? I literally had people all the time in the comments saying that we still sold adult candies to have what we had. I promise you, people did that shit. Why would we do that when Michael had just got out of prison? You really think that we would be willing to risk him going back to prison by trying to make easy money? Hell no, girl. I waited for 5 years for that man. If that man ever decided to go back to selling adult candy, you best believe that I would leave him. No matter how much I love him, I would have to leave him, because I sure as fuck would not put me, much less my children, through that again. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, is wait for the love of my life in prison. Do you know how much that kills me till this day, knowing that we lost 5 years? And that's only 5 years. If Michael ever went back to that lifestyle and got in trouble for it, guess what? Whatever he gets, it's double time. Mandatory. If he gets in trouble again and the judge is like, okay, you're getting 20 years, guess what? That's 40. Mandatory in the feds. That's why we don't play like that. We work hard and save our money. We sacrifice a lot to have what we want. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I miss having easy money and going to the store and just dropping, you know, thousands of dollars on bullshit. Like, I miss it. But you know what I don't miss? Looking over my shoulder, being stressed out that something bad's gonna happen, or better yet, explaining to my kids why we have to wait to do family things because I feel guilty to do family things without my man because he's in prison. I'm not doing that ever again. Bro, you know, whenever we bought the, like, when I lived in my trailer, these girls made so much fun of me. Literally, they would not stop making fun of my little trailer that I lived in. I lived in a double wide mobile home, which, by the way, I didn't rent. I actually was buying. All I owed was 20 grand on that trailer. And I got teased like no other. I literally got told on the daily that I lived in the shack. But the minute that things started looking a little better for us, you know, hubby was working 2 jobs. I didn't see him as often because he would go in the morning and then go to the night job. He was always at work. But then we got blessed to buying this 5-bedroom house. And then guess what everybody said then? First, they laughed at me because of where I lived, which actually, in all reality, I could almost guarantee that the same girls that made fun of me, I could almost guarantee the little shack home that they claimed I had was probably more than they even had, because I could guarantee you they probably rented and we were buying. I was buying, actually. They rented, guaranteed, and didn't even own, but they made fun of me. There's nothing wrong with renting, but when you're making fun of someone because they don't live in a big old luxury home, but hey, at least one day they're going to own it. But once we bought this house, then the story switched. No longer did I live on in a shack. Then the story was that that we were selling adult candy again. And that's how we bought our house. Clearly, they don't own a home because there's no way you could buy a house and have a mortgage where you pay out a monthly mortgage with easy money and no check stubs because you have nothing but cash. There's no way you're going to get a house like that. So clearly, those that were talking shit aren't even homeowners because they don't even know that. To buy a home and get no questions, you got to have a lot of money and buy that sucker literally cash. Because if you're doing mortgage payments, you have to have check stubs. So then when that story didn't slide anymore, because clearly, how could we own a home if we made only cash? No, you can't, right? So then they changed the story to that I lived in housing, and housing paid for my house. Like, I'm not lying, you guys. A lot of you girls that have been here for a long time, you guys know that I got teased a lot. And then after that didn't work anymore because clearly, do you know anybody that has housing and lives in a 5-bedroom house with 3-car garage, 3 bathrooms, 3 living rooms, and 5 bedrooms? Do you know anybody that housing would approve that and pay for that? Because I sure as fuck don't. And if you do, tell me where I sign up. Because, girl, I want to sign up. So then when that finally stopped because they couldn't make fun of me that way no more, now what do? Now they make fun of my weight. That's their last resort, is to make fun of my face. But one thing they can't do is make fun of my face. That's for sure. I might not be the prettiest, but like I said. So maybe eventually, since we already went down the road and, you know, we could check off this and check off that one, and now they just make fun of my weight and my body, and eventually they're not going to have anything else to make fun of me, right? So maybe I'll stop since we already went down this checklist. Okay. I really actually like this blue a lot. This is a pretty blue. So all I'm doing is basically doing the outline because I'm going to get a bigger, thicker brush. To make this thicker so we could add the, what are they called? The snowflakes like that. People are very ugly, you guys. And if you want to do social media, you better have tough skin, bro. Because when I first started doing social media and I was fighting every day, bro, every day, back to back with these females, there was one point where they really broke me and I just was done, bro. Like, I don't even want to do social media anymore. Literally, if it wasn't for my man, I would have quit. But you have to have tough skin. Tough and thick skin. Hi, Gabby. How are you, girl? Okay, then the other side. Oh, where did my live go? By the way, you guys, we did a giveaway. And I did pick the winner. Look at you guys. This is what I won at the toy drive. I got up. Does anybody know if that wine is good? I don't know anything about wine. But I won that glass of wine. I got a bag of the Lowrider beef jerky and then a bottle of wine. I said that, sorry. And then I got a $75 certificate to a bar. Pretty awesome freaking giveaway, huh? Even though we don't really go to bars. I'm glad you didn't quit, girl. Look at you now. Yes, Lori, people are very ugly, man. And like now, you guys, I'm gonna be like, when people like, I've learned to ignore things and address things and pick my battles, you know, like what I want to address, what I don't, and what I'm gonna ignore and what I don't. Like, but you know what I've learned too? If these girls wanna come for me and run their mouths about me and start shit, or come on, and like the reel that I just made of that one girl that I had already exposed because she said I was boring and that she don't know why people watch me, but yet she's still here, you guys. It's been a whole year and that girl came back and I made that video, right? I've also learned that if these girls want to try to be cute and funny and make fun of me and talk shit and stuff like that, well, guess what? I'm gonna make money off of you and I'm gonna make a video off of you and I'm gonna post your shit, and then you wanted the attention, so you're gonna get it, but I'm gonna get paid. You're not. I learned that too. That's why I made the video, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on. You guys want my attention, so I'm gonna give it. The difference is you don't get paid to be a hater, but I do get paid for your hating. Like that one girl, bro. Like, what the fuck? She went and put laughing emojis on my reel for the live for last night. The live that I did last night for the toy drive. You know, to be petty, to make it a point that she's there. My question is, the heck you doing at 1 a.m. watching little old me when you should be cuddled up next to your man? Watching boring me? So it might be immature, whatever. And I should probably ignore it, right? Fuck that. I'm gonna make money off of this hating ass bitch. That's what the hell I'm gonna do. They want to be funny, that's fine, but I'm gonna make money off of you. Because whether she likes it or not, guess what, bitch? I'm gonna get paid because people are gonna see the video. And you're gonna get the attention you wanted. Everybody's gonna see who you are. And how you don't leave me alone. And you're still not gonna leave, I promise you that. And that's fine. Because then I'll make another video and I'll make more money off of you. And if you don't think I will, I promise you. Even if I get paid $10, that's still $10 more that you didn't make. Get your funds, girl. Yes. The Moscas will always come back even though they talk about you. Yes, that's, oh my God, 100% true. And that's a promise that I'm going to start doing that to every single girl that talks about me. So fair warning, don't waste your breath or your energy typing for me to ignore it, and don't. Because you're going to see more content of me exposing these girls like that, or giving them, at least giving them the attention that they want. That's easy money right there, girl. Who don't like drama? But my drama's a little different because I'm just going to post you. I'm just basically going to make money posting the shit you did to me. For free, but I'm going to make money. How much money did you make talking shit to me and trying to be ugly towards me? How much money did you make? I'm just curious. So if you're going through the same situation as me with people being ugly towards you, don't block them. Use them for content and piss them off even more because now you're making money off of them hating. Okay? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a thicker brush to make it more thicker. And then I just got to draw the snowflakes, which is super easy for that. The hard part is just the outline. After that, the snowflakes are very easy to do. I just need to get a bigger angled brush to like make this thicker. Or maybe I could use this actually. That's so true. You must be doing something right. They can't stay away. Yes, Lori, that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I even said on my post, like, if these girls don't have a boyfriend, that's why. Because if they're over there being fatal towards me, like, they clearly don't like me. They told me they don't like me. They clearly told me they don't like me. But yet they're still here, obsessive, trying to see what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. That's like an obsessive girlfriend, right? Makes sense why they would be single. Because to be so obsessive over what I'm doing and they claim not to like me, That's very obsessive. So all I have to do is make this a little thicker. That's like me going to McDonald's and being like, oh, I hate this food. I'll never eat here again. You're not worthy me eating you. But then I go every day to McDonald's. Like, they're so addicted to it, but they're haters. Like, the girls that talk shit about me, I promise you, those are the same girls that their own best friends put up a post of them looking cute and they refuse to give you the like. They rather pretend like they didn't see it than give you a like. One little like, and they rather not give it. Because, or they're like, a better example, they're that friend that you're getting ready with to go out and have fun, to go to the club or go on a date, double date or something, and you ask them what dress you should wear, but they know the red dress looks top notch, like you look beautiful with the red dress, but they rather you wear the black dress because they know that in the black dress you're a solid 6 and in the red dress you're a solid 10, but they rather you be a 6 so they could remain looking a 10. They definitely don't want you to look better than them, so they'll lie and say that the other dress looks better. They're them type of girls. Those are the girls you have to stay away from, girl. You don't want to date those kind of girls. They're the type of girls that will probably tell you they're pregnant just so you don't break up with them. Real talk. Go and fake a pregnancy. Paperwork and shit. They buy the fake pregnancy test too. Try to trap you and then they stay and then mysteriously you lose the baby. They're them kind of girls. And they exist. Oh, best believe they exist. You guys, you know that, remember I was sharing that story of that lady? This is a true crime story, you guys. Well, it wasn't really a true crime story, but I seen it in the true crime place that I watch my videos on. This lady was dead ass lying to multiple men that she was pregnant from them, and that she would lose the babies, and she needed money to go and get the surgeries that she needed to remove the baby that she lost, and she didn't have insurance, right? She was doing this to multiple men, you guys, till finally one of them wasn't believing her bullshit, so he hired a private investigator, and the private investigator obviously was able to prove that all the ultrasound pictures that she had and all that stuff, he was able to find them on like, you know, on the internet where you could find the stuff. I'm not lying, you guys. I swear to God, I will post the story so you guys could watch it. So the lady was lying this whole time. She was never pregnant from these men, and she was using false paperwork. She was getting medical paperwork and was removing stuff, like taking someone else's papers and putting her stuff on it. Or she would use previously like a previous paper of her own situation, like it really did happen with one of her exes, but she would go and put current boyfriend's information. Well, she ended up going to prison for that. I'm not even lying. That shit's some serious ass shit. And let me tell you, bro, private investigators, they find everything. They find stuff that you probably didn't even share with anybody that you were going to take to the grave. Guaranteed they'll find it. I promise you. So if you're out there doing shit like that, just know that that's federal time. And if you're dealing with somebody like that, you guys, honestly, get a private investigator to dig. People could be very ugly. Hi, Val. Friends, yes, dude. That's why I always had guy friends growing up. I only had 2 best friends, just 2, and my main best friend as an adult that I met after I was 18, she literally chose dick over me. Believe it or not. Okay, you guys. Now we just gotta draw the snowflakes. But honestly, I think I'm gonna only do a few and then jump off live so I could finish this faster because it is getting late. It's already 12 and I did say I was gonna not stay here this late. I'm gonna use my water activating liners if I knew where they were. I don't even know where they are. I gotta find my water activating liners. I have my detail brush. I just don't know where my liners are because I literally had everything right here in this box. And now I don't know where it is. I gotta look for them really fast. I have a little bit of white right here, but you know I want to use my own. If you guys need water activating liners, go get you some from Homegirl Movement. Look at this, dude. Does that girl not look like me? This is my Homegirl palette. My first official Homegirl palette that I dropped last year. Very proud of it. So I'm going to spray this detailed brush to get the blue. See how it's coming out? To get the blue out of it. And this is a rinse-free brush, you guys. So you just spray. It removes the eyeshadow or whatever you used. And it disinfects as well. And it dries instantly. It is a rinse-free brush cleaner. This stuff is amazing, you guys, that I use. Thank you, Margarita. Thank you, girl. Thank you. So for these, you just add a little bit of water or setting spray. I'm going to use a little bit of water. So I'm going to just do a few so you guys could kind of see what it looks like. I don't know if I should go any thicker, but I think I might be fine. So I'm going to let's see, I haven't done this in a minute, you guys, so bear with me. One and then the next. One. That's why with little things like this, you need to have a detail brush like these, you guys. So you do that. So the way I kind of guide myself is I do a line straight down, like this, and then I do an X, boom and boom, and then you get that. And then you're gonna create little V's around each outline, like this. Look, can you see? You do V's. 1, 2, right? Yes, on all of them. Like that. Like that. Like that. And this is literally a small little area, you guys. So just know you have to have a very small detailed brush for this. And then grab more. And since this blue is super dark, you might have to go and retouch it again, but see how I'm touching it up again to make it super white? Fuck, I'm gonna get blue on my face. See how I'm getting blue right here? And I don't want to do that. Oh shit balls. And there you have a snowflake. It might not be the best, but that's my first one. Beach. Let's do it again. I don't know if I have to make this a little thicker. I think I should make it thicker, huh? So then just fill it in like that. Try to make it into like a little star. I really think I need to make this thicker, to be honest. Because if not, how am I gonna add? I have to make it thicker. If I don't make it thicker, then it's not gonna look good. Because then the white is gonna come outside of it. So we need to make it thicker. Hold on, you guys. I said now or I'm gonna take your phones. Both of you. I'm gonna go check. You guys missed the bus. And you're gonna get grounded. No one ever wants to go to bed on time. Okay, see how it's a little thicker now? I'm hungry. Do you guys like it? But when you're doing stuff like this, you have to have detail brushes. Because if you don't have detail brushes, then how are you going to do small ass little designs? So as you guys seen, to outline this look, I used my detail brush with eyeshadow. To draw on my face, detail brush. And that's what I'm currently doing right now. Thank you, you guys. So again, setting spray better than water when you're using the water activating liners. If you need water activating liners, go to Homegirl Movement. Let me put the link for you guys. You guys are more than welcome to go on there. And you guys can use code SLAY'Z for money off. My eyes are feeling a little dry. Water activating liners. They come in a set of 4. You get 2 blue and 2 pink. They come in a little pack like this. But they're amazing detailed brushes. I love them. Okay, I'm going to do one more snowflake and then I'm going to get off so I could finish, okay? So let's do another one right here. And since this blue is super dark, I do kind of have to go over the white a little. Because the blue goes through the white right away. Do your little X. So you do a straight line and then you do the X like that, right? The X and then the straight line to do the snowflakes. And then you add the little V's in each corner. Doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. At the end of the day, they're snowflakes. Who cares? The only thing that gets hard is that you have to make room for these little lines. Like that, so they don't... See? And then you do... Then you do little stars. Like that. Like the 90s stars, like these. See how these are like 90s stars? So you do little 90s stars. And the 90s stars are very easy to do. It's basically a super thick dot in the center. And then you make sure, the trick is to having extra, for this to be a little watery and not dry. So after you make this little dot, look, you do the little dot, right? And then you go and you grab more liquid, more of the white. Make sure that it's nice and wet. So then you get it in the center, and then you're gonna flick it out. Like that. Like that. The wetter it is, the more you could flick it out better. The trick is for it to be wet enough so you could do it once and not have to do it over and over. Like that. See, you want it to look like a 90s star. 90s star. And then do little random dots everywhere. Like that. And now we do the little V's. Let's do this one. And then another V. This one, the only problem is that the blue is super dark, so you kind of have to. Thank you, Justine. You kind of have to go back and touch it up because the blue starts to bleed through. Only because you're using white. I mean, I don't know if it's this specific palette, but I kind of have to overline the white, which kind of sucks that I even have to do that. So I'm going to do another little dot there. See? Maybe make it a little thicker. Okay, so I need to clean that right there because I don't like how that looks. You guys, you know that when I first started doing makeup, obviously I didn't know how to do anything. That's why my page used to be Crystal Self-Taught MUA. Well, Self-Taught MUA by Crystal, that was my name, right? When I first started doing makeup, because I was still learning. And when I started doing drawings on my face, like obviously I was learning how to do it. And when I started doing like decent where it looked good, I would get off live and finish it off of live, just like I currently still do that. Like I'm gonna get off live now and finish it, but clearly you've seen me do some of it. But my haters used to literally say that I would get off live and that hubby would draw it for me. Girl. Yeah, hubby is talented and he actually does know how to draw, but you think that man's gonna draw on my face when he had to go to work? No. But yeah, they used to say that I would get off live so my man could do the drawings. Because I guess they couldn't believe that I started doing a little decent. Like, I would not lie. I give credit where credit is deserved and needs to be given. Like, for example, you know my logo for my homegirl movement palettes? I mean, for my homegirl movement business, you know my actual logo, how it represents, like, you know, the little monitos, the homies, the little monitos, like you would get at the quarter machine, the little homies. You know their logo, how it looks, right? The homies logo. So let me show you something. Because I give credit where it needs to be given, girl. And look. You see this logo, how it's the homies, but it literally, it says Homegirl Movement. But the logo literally looks similar to the OG the homies. You know that hubby made this for me from scratch on the tablet. He created this for me. Every little line that you see, every little curve, every little star, every little thing that you see in this as details. It's not a stencil. He didn't copy it from anybody. All he did was look at the original homies logo and made me similar to it, but changed it up and made me my own homegirl movement. Hubby made that for me. From scratch, bro. From scratch. On my tablet. So I'm you know my Hood Barbie logo for my my merch? Remember how I always tell you guys that if you guys are into lowriders, a lot of the lowriders on the chrome or their gold, it gets engraved. So have you ever seen the letters, the old school font, the old English font, and then on the inside, it's engraved like the chrome or the gold on the lowrider rims? See how this one has it? How it's engraved? Every little detail that you say inside of the hood Barbie. You see that? Hubby made this logo for me. He created this for me. So it's Hood Barbie, but the letter is engraved like on the lowriders. He made this for me. I told him what I wanted it. I told him what I wanted it to look like. And he drew this on the tablet for me. So you know my Hood Barbie, but personalized like the chrome wheels or the gold engraved pieces that they put on the lowrider. Hubby made that for me. My previous logos, like my hood, my Latina Barbie, like these, I actually paid somebody professionally to make these for me. But my logo for my business and my hoodies, my man made them for me. He made those for me. He sat there on the tablet messing with it and he made them. I'm not lying, I promise you. On everything I love. Don't need to lie, girl. I don't. Okay, guys. I'm going to hop off so I could finish this. I need to go wake up my man so he could finish drawing on me. Just plain. No, but I'm going to get off so I can finish. I'm actually going to fix this little piece right here because some of the blue transferred over. So all I'm going to do is put a little concealer. And then blend that in. And then I have to re-add my blush and all that so that way it could look back like my foundation. Because see, I got some of the blue fallout from the powder of that palette went all over. So I gotta make it look like what it did before. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, he's amazing. I love him so much. He is literally my other half. Like, he matches my energy. The loud one that will come for you, and he's the calm, quiet one. So basically, like, we balance each other out, but don't think that just because he's the quiet one and I'm the yeller, don't think he's not gonna punch you in the throat, because he will. Do believe that, especially if you mess with me or my children. You best believe he will punch you in the throat, and he ain't ashamed to do it. I promise you that. But it takes a lot for hubby to get into fighting people and stuff like that, like to fight somebody physically. It takes a lot to get him there. He's very patient, but one thing about him is he doesn't do the talking. He's not gonna sit there and go back and forth arguing with you. He's just gonna beat your ass. Simple as that. Look at all the fallout from the makeup on my hands. Okay, you guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Look at the blue here. This is why I always wait to do my foundation till afterwards, but what can I do? All I have to do is add my foundation back in those little areas. And if it was an area that needed blush, then I'll add blush. If it's an area that just needs foundation for it not to look like that, like right here when I remove this little piece, obviously I need to add the blush back. Because look, trying to add the concealer on top of it, it just lightened the blue. So yeah, definitely don't want that. So I'm gonna have to remove all this and put foundation and blush. But it's okay because it's only those little pieces. And then this side too, but yeah. Because all that blue fallout. See why I told you guys, like, we need to put that setting powder so that doesn't happen. But it's an easy fix, you guys. So basically all you have to do is re-add the foundation back. And then if that area had blush and bronzer, then you just re-add the blush and bronzer right there. And then it'll look all back to normal again. My nose too. Right here, it's all blue. That's something that sucks when the eyeshadow has fallout. And I should have been tapping the eyeshadow before. So look, for example, look. I'm just going to get a little bit of my foundation. And then I'm going to get my brush. All I'm going to do is add it back on there. I'm not going to use the Beauty Blender because I'm not sure if the Beauty Blender has the blue in it too. So I'm just going to add this back. The good thing is I don't contour my nose or anything. So see, that was an easy fix. These are the areas I just see right here too. Good night, Margarita. Sweet dreams, girl. I'll post some pictures tomorrow. I'll probably do another giveaway. I gotta send the winner her $25 as well when I get off. Congratulations to her. And thank you to everybody that participated on the giveaway. If you missed out, don't worry. I'm gonna be doing more giveaways when I do makeup looks like this. So make sure you guys are following. You have your notifications on. I might even do a giveaway, another $25 giveaway when I post the picture of the look. Meaning you just have to go and follow the rules that I put on the picture to enter the giveaway to win another $25. If you want to enter. I mean, you don't have to, but if you do want to. I mean, $25 will get you gas, will get you donuts, coffee, a meal, nice little lunch by yourself, Applebee's or something, you know. It does a lot. I feel like all of this has blue when I get over it. And normally, to avoid that to happen, you guys, whenever you're using an eyeshadow that has a lot of fallout, before you, so you dip the shadow, you dip the brush into the powder eyeshadow, and instead of going straight into your eye to apply it, you basically tap it so the fallout falls, and then you apply it on your eye, and you won't have as much fallout. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much. The winner was, I don't know, Titi sent it to me. I think Tina. I think it was Tina. I said it on live, during the live. But Titi sent me a screenshot to my phone. I can't see it because I'm on my phone, but yeah, she sent it to me. And I took a screenshot myself too. But yes, I will see you guys later. Keep an eye out when I post the final look. You never know, I might be doing a giveaway on there so you guys can enter to win some money. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me this late, 12:30. Those of you that watched me on the last live and then came on this live, shout out to you, girl. You are amazing. Shout out to the girls that always share my lives without having giveaways, and you guys just always share. I love you guys so much for that. Thank you. Make sure that you guys have me on your favorites, and make sure that you, because you manually have to add me to your favorites, and you manually have to go back and click again and make sure that you put my videos under your favorites, notifications under your favorites, post under favorites, lives under favorites, so you get notified for everything. If you do not do that manually, you won't get notified. So if you're wondering why you haven't been getting notified, that's probably why. So you have to make sure you're following me, and to activate all that, you just have to go and you click again on the follow button. Just click on the follow button, and then that will pop up, and then it'll say if you want to put me under favorites, and you put add me under favorites, and then it gets out of that screen. But then go back and click again on that screen, and then it's gonna pop up where it's gonna say lives, post, and like all activity or something. You have to go on each one of those and put it under priority or favorites or something like that, so you get notified for everything I do. And you're gonna do that every time after you do the lives. It throws you out. Go back again, click on the follow, and then go to the next one, and then again it throws you out. Go back and click on the follow. You have to do that manually so you guys could get notified when I post and I go live, or anything that, or a reel, anything that I do. You have to do that, you guys, if you want to get notified. But good night, Patsy. Good night, Margarita. I love you, girlie. You have a good night. Sweet dreams. It's the counts. Wait. Aw, Val, thank you, girl. Yes, I'm going to do more giveaways, though. If you guys didn't win, don't feel discouraged. I'm going to do more, okay? I love you guys. Sweet dreams. Good night. Good night, Val. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, Patsy. I'll see you guys mañana, okay?